like to call this meeting to order. First, I'd like to point out where our fire exits are, through the door to my left, and then the door through which we all came in today. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And we have attendance, please.
Member Gallivan.
Present.
Member Overholt.
Present.
Member Menard. Member Yarborough.
Present.
And Acting Chairman Delaney.
Present. And our first legal notice, please.
Please take notice that the Zoning Board of Appeals of the Village of Depew will hold a public hearing on January 8th, 2026 at 7 p.m. Pre-board begins at 6:30 p.m. in the conference room in the council chambers of the municipal building, 85 Manitou Street, Depew, New York, to consider the application of Joshua Kilson on behalf of Strickland Holdings LLC for a variance on vacant property located at 0 Humboldt Place, SBL 104.69-6-12.1 of Chapter 260, subset 260-26A2, to permit them to erect a fence within the required side yard setback as required by the village ordinance. Any and all persons interested in such application will be heard at this time.
We'd like to invite the applicant to please step forward, tell us your name and what you'd like to do.
Good evening. Correction for the record, my last name is King, K-I-N-G. I just have terrible penmanship on the application. I'm here representing Strickland Automotive and asking for a variance on the fence, both the height and the location with a setback off of Erie. It is necessary both for the internal but also on the external. There are utility lines along Erie and along Humboldt that have to be located outside of the fence. So we're asking for a variance on behalf of those, on behalf of my client, from this board, and also to comply with the special use permit that was granted by the planning board.
Any questions from my fellow board members? Members Yarborough and Overholt?
No, but you're saying Erie, but I thought it was River Street in Humboldt.
River. My apologies,
Okay.
River.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Anything further, Member Overholt? Member Gallivan?
Nothing, thank you.
Any questions, comments, concerns from code?
So, as discussed at pre-board, the fence is going to move back to that location. It's going to cut the 45 degrees so that you have a proper line of sight there. Has removed all the old bushes and shrubs that were there, and as a condition of it, they are going to combine the two parcels so they're one large parcel. And then at that point, we're just working on the first one right now, I apologize. And we don't have any problems with what they've proposed.
And it says here 8-foot setback from Humboldt Place and 10 feet from River Street. Is that accurate?
It's actually, I think it's 4.
4 foot, so it was a 10-foot setback there. They're asking for 6 foot of relief on that one, correct?
So this was the existing fence line, which was
Off of
8 foot
Humboldt.
and then 4 foot. Yeah, that's Humboldt, that's River.
Correct.
Yeah. So they're asking for 6 feet of relief there. It's a 10-foot
See
setback.
what it
is that correct?
says. 8-foot setback from Humboldt Place and 10-foot setback from River. That's what's written on the application.
So then we need 6 feet of relief off of Humboldt and
I believe they're good on the River Street side. correct?
That's the side property. Is this a C2?
Yes.
Which I think is 10. So 10 on this, 10 on River is good. And then what's this would be
It
the
should be,
front.
it should be 10, no, it'll be a through lot now because it's being combined. So it required 10 foot of setback there. So he's moving it forward 8 feet from where it was, so it should be 6 foot of relief he's asking for there. That's 12 feet, 4 and 8 is 12.
Yeah.
So he's asking for 6 feet of relief on the Humboldt side.
Okay.
Okay, any questions, comments, concerns from legal?
I talked to Sam, he was good with everything we discussed in pre-board.
I do
Yeah,
have,
he's on chat,
yeah, I
too.
do have legal on chat. Waiting to see if he has any comment. No comments.
Okay.
Any public comments? Yes, sir, please step forward, tell us your name.
Paul Kemsky, 39 Humboldt. I'm right in front of that. I'm even surprised we're even here to offer any kind of, anything that they want. They didn't, the last time we were here, they were supposed to do certain things because they got a permit, special use permit. They never did. It took them a whole year to put up the fence that was just put up, according to the last time I was here. As far as the impound yard for the police department, there was no hard surface put in, so anything that leaked out of those cars, it wouldn't go into the soil and into that parking lot. The biggest concern was the antifreeze leak. I have pictures that I showed the board the last time I was here. If anybody wants to see them, I still have them on my phone. It comes right out on the street. And then they drive over it, and they carry it down the street. Nothing was done to protect that property where where all the cars are stored. Then they were supposed to have cars in the major parking lot with no license plates. They were all supposed to be registered vehicles. I think he was allowed something that he owned himself, but there's always vehicles in there with no plates. Not at all. And now you want to give him more things that he can do when he didn't even show any effort to do what he was supposed to do. He was supposed to shut the lights off because my house is inundated. I live in a house that I have cardboard on my windows. I don't believe I should have to do that, but I have to. Because the lights that he uses, he's got one on a telephone pole up on top, he's got them all on the back side of it, and they all reflect into my house. And nothing's done about that. Talked to the building inspector numerous times. How many times do I got to come up here? And now you want to give him more permits? And where's he going to put that? Where's he going to put that down? I mean, he's got the dumpster on the street now, but is he moving that down closer to my house?
No.
Okay. But all I'm saying to you is you're going to give him more permits, and he didn't even file for he didn't do anything for the first permits. He started, the police department started the repo yard before he even had a permit. Then they came in for the permit. All these cars are there. When I spoke to the DEC about it, they have to do something about that. Antifreeze is a big problem. Diesel fuel is a big problem. Gasoline is a big problem. They have to have some way of containing that place. Also in there right now, he has a large container in there of his waste oil with no containment. You can see it right from the street. I don't go on his property. I don't talk to these people. All I know is I'm tired of keeping cardboard on my windows. And apparently, you people want to do, I don't know what's going on here. Something's got to be done. And now he wants to combine the two lots.
Well, that was a requirement of the special use permit. He was going to try to keep it separate, but upon the discussion that we've had, he's going to combine them properly. And we have discussed everything you talked about. As a matter of fact, he ordered the new lights, put the lights up, but you said, and I explained to him, I went to your house, and it is still too bright in there, so he's going to tilt them down. Conversation we had 2 days ago.
That ain't going to happen.
Well,
That ain't gonna happen, because his property's higher than my house. Where that impound yard is, it's higher than my house. So any lights that he uses to illuminate that is gonna shine into my house. And I don't believe I have to put up with that. And I can't believe you're gonna give him more permits when he didn't even come in
It's
anywhere
actually
near.
not a permit, he's already approved for it, he's asking for the location of it.
There you go.
I just want to clarify for our board here and for you, it was not this board that granted the special use permit. That would be the planning board. This board has no knowledge. They were not at that meeting. They have no jurisdiction on the lights or anything like that. They can only look at what is given them for this, and it's the variance for the fence is what we're talking about.
So when are my problems gonna be solved? Who do I have to talk to get this solved? I mean, right, and the last board didn't even ask for
So,
a
let
environmental.
me explain something, Paul, just so you understand. I did discuss with him everything. I was instructed, I did send him a violation letter, and the violator stated he had to get this stuff taken care of. He had to file for the variance in order to move the fence back, and now that the fence, depending if they approve it here tonight or not, there is a timeline already on this for this stuff to be taken care of.
So who do I complain about where am I supposed to go about the lights?
Your best bet would be to come to a village board meeting and address the village board. We do have another meeting coming up on Monday at 7 PM in the same room, but unfortunately, this board has nothing to do with whatever other issues you might have.
So I can't complain now about all the things I just complained about.
No, you did, we all heard it.
Yeah, okay,
You can, but that has no bearing on what's in front of them tonight.
right. But what I'm saying to you is, you want to give him more permits, and he didn't conform to the permits he got. I don't quite understand that.
This is strictly for a variance with regard to the yard regulations, the setbacks. The permit, if I recall, it was already in the past that was granted.
The special use
This is not any additional permit that's being granted, it's simply a variance.
Where are you going to put a permit? He's asking for a permit for the dumpster now.
No, he's already approved for a dumpster corral, for a tire corral, for the fence, all that was approved during the last meeting. There's stipulations on things he has to do. One stipulation was to put a new fence up in the back. Well,
That took a whole year.
it's been long enough, that's why the violation letter went out.
Okay, I'll have to go to
I
the
sent
board
the
meeting.
violation letter out at the beginning of December, and he filed for the variance right after that because they didn't want to put it in that spot. Plus, I did ask him to put the 45 in there for, being able to see around that corner. He did remove the trees. And yes, I'm in complete agreement with you. He took too long. And right now, if it doesn't get taken care of in the timeline that we've discussed, then the next step is the village board will ask for a public meeting to take away his special use permit.
And what's the time limit for that?
So it was this meeting for the fence. As soon as this is done, he said within the next week or two, he's going to get started on the fence, moving it back and doing that portion of it and having a dumpster corral and stuff built.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for your comments, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
If you have any further public comments or concerns on this matter? Okay, with that said, I am going to read off the criteria for an area variance in New York State. There are 6 questions. I'm going to read the questions and the answers to them. Number 1, will an undesirable change be produced in the character of the neighborhood or a detriment to nearby properties be created by granting of the area variance? You wrote fence location / replacement will enhance neighborhood aesthetics. And I would say that's true. Number 2, can the benefit sought by you, the applicant, be achieved by some other method other than an area variance? You wrote no, fence location to comply with setbacks would require major improvements to drainage infrastructure. Yeah, that's true. Number 3, is the requested area variance substantial? You wrote no, and I would say that's accurate. 4th, will the proposed area variance have an adverse effect or impact the physical or environmental condition of the neighborhood or district? You wrote no, fence and dumpster location will enhance neighborhood conditions. And I would say it's true. 5, is the alleged difficulty self-created, which consideration shall be relevant to the decision of the Zoning Board of Appeals, but not necessarily preclude the granting of the requested area variance? You wrote, no, existing infrastructure plus site triangle requirements necessitate the proposed variance requirements. I would say that's true in this case. Last, what is the minimum area variance deemed necessary and adequate? You wrote 8 feet setback from Humboldt Place and 10 feet from River Street, but as we discussed earlier, it's going to be 6 feet of relief from Humboldt and no relief is needed from River.
Yes.
So with that, I would like to request that one of my fellow board members put forth a motion to grant or deny this variance as presented.
The
I'll make the
amended
motion.
variance.
The amended variance, thank you.
I'll make the motion to grant the variance.
Motion made by member Yarborough. Do we have a second?
Second.
Seconded by member Gallivan. We have a roll call vote, please.
Member Gallivan.
Yes.
Member Overholt.
Yes.
Member Yarborough.
Yes.
And Acting Chairman Delaney.
Yes.
4 yes, variance granted.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Please take notice that the Zoning Board of Appeals of the Village of Depew will hold a public hearing on January 8th, 2026 at 7 p.m. Pre-board meeting begins at 6:30 p.m. in the conference room in the council chambers of the municipal building, 85 Manitou Street, Depew, New York, to consider the application of Joshua King on behalf of Strickland Holdings LLC for a variance on vacant property located at 0 Humboldt Place, SBL 104.69-6-12.1 of Chapter 260, subset 26026B1 and Chapter 26026A2 to permit them to erect a dumpster corral on a lot without a primary structure and within the required rear and side yard setbacks as required by the village ordinance. Any and all persons interested in such application will be heard at this time.
Thank you. Josh King, again, representing Strickland Automotive. We would like to withdraw this application for the variance, specifically item number 2. We found an alternate way to meet the regulations.
Okay. So we should consider this variance withdrawn.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Please take notice that the Zoning Board of Appeals of the Village of Depew will hold a public hearing on January 8th, 2026 at 7 p.m. Pre-board meeting begins at 6:30 p.m. in the conference room of the municipal building, 85 Manitou Street, Depew, New York, to consider the application of Deborah and Michael Injerski for a variance located at the property at 258 Calumet Street of Chapter 260, subset 26024B2, to permit them to erect a deck within the required side yard setback as required by the village ordinance. Any and all persons interested in such application will be heard at this time.
Okay, please step forward, tell us your name, and tell us what you'd like to do, please.
Hi, my name is Deborah Andrzejewski.
I'm Michael Angerski. This is the boss over here.
Good to know.
So we are replacing our deck, and it's a little bigger than the one that was there before, which I'm assuming is why we need a variance, and that's what we are requesting. And Schuster Construction is the construction company.
Yeah, the additional size of the new replacement deck over and above what it was previously is an additional 8 feet across the back of my house and 9 feet running all the way back to the house itself.
So, on the application, I believe it says 5-foot deck follows contour of house.
Yeah, so they're only requesting 1 foot of
I
relief.
see. Okay,
So it's very minimal.
got it.
Yeah, I think by the time you get to the edge of that deck, once it's built, it's not even 2 feet from the property line, because the way the
Right.
property kind of goes like this, And like I said, there was a building there at one point, and didn't your previous deck kind of sink?
Yeah, it sank and it was made from wood, but the new one's gonna be made from composite. And it just was decaying, and right now it has been torn out. I've got pictures, and
Yeah.
I took the old staircase and put it in there as a temporary so I can get into my backyard.
So just to make sure that you guys are clear, this variance is because the deck is gonna be, typically, we want things 5 feet from the property line. You
Well,
guys
that's what
don't
the
have
Oh, it
that,
is?
you don't
Yeah,
have that
well, we
option.
can't on the one side.
Right, so
Exactly.
that's what the variance is for. It has nothing to do with the size of the deck. I just want
Oh,
you guys
okay.
Okay,
to
yeah.
be on the same page. Okay.
Yeah, and there's no water lines or electrical lines or gas
No,
lines or
it's-
sewer lines.
This is it's a no-brainer. It's pretty simple.
Any of my fellow board members have questions for the applicants?
No.
Okay. Member Galvin, anything?
Nothing.
Any questions, comments, concerns from code?
No.
From legal?
Doesn't seem like any.
Okay. Any public comments, concerns on this item? Okay. With that said, I am going to read off the 6 criteria for an area variance in New York State that you filled out as part of your application packet, the questions and your answers to them. Number 1, will an undesirable change be produced in the character of the neighborhood or a detriment to nearby properties be created by granting of the area variance? You wrote no, and that's true. Second, can the benefit sought by you, the applicant, be achieved by some other method other than an area variance? You wrote no, and that's right. Third, is the requested area variance substantial? You wrote no, and that's true. Fourth, will the proposed area variance have an adverse effect or impact the physical or environmental conditions in the neighborhood or district? You wrote no, and that's accurate. Fifth, is the alleged difficulty self-created, which consideration shall be relevant to the decision of the Zoning Board of Appeals, but not necessarily preclude the granting of the requested area variance? You wrote no, and I would say that's actually true again. Sixth, what is the minimum area variance deemed necessary and adequate? You wrote 5 feet, 5-foot deck follows contour of house.
It's actually 3 feet of what's with a request.
3 feet of relief.
3 feet of relief.
Excellent. All right. So with that, would one of my fellow board members like to put forth a motion to grant or deny this variance as presented?
I'll make the motion to grant the variance.
Motion made by member Yarborough. Do we have a second?
Second?
Seconded by member Galvin. Roll call vote, please.
Member Galvin,
Yes.
Member Overholt,
Yes.
Member Menard, Member Yarborough,
Yes.
and Chairman Delaney.
Yes.
4 yes, variance approved.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you.
So may I ask a question? What
Of
is the process now? Did you send the variance to Schuster Construction?
No, Schuster's going to come and he's going to actually, did he file the permit already?
Yeah, they have to for a variance,
Yeah.
but we will approve it and actually issue the building permit, and then they can get their work started.
Okay, thank you. I wasn't sure what the process.
So if you want to just contact Schuster, tell them to come on in, next week, we'll get it squared away.
All right, sounds good. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, guys.
Take care.
Please take notice that the Zoning Board of Appeals of the Village of Depew will hold a public hearing on January 8th, 2026 at 7 p.m. Pre-board meeting begins at 6:30 p.m. in the conference room in the council chambers of the municipal building, 85 Manitou Street, Depew, New York, to consider the application of Buffalo Sign Makers on behalf of Meldrum's Paint Supply for a variance on a property located at 3950 Broadway Road of Chapter 260. Subset 260-37E4, to permit them to erect a wall-mounted building sign with an area greater than 100 square feet as required by village ordinance. Any and all persons interested in such application will be heard at this time.
Please step forward, tell us your name, and tell us what you'd like to do, please.
Good evening, my name's Christopher Reed with Meldrum Paint Store. Looking to get a variance to add one more beautiful looking sign.
Any questions from my fellow board members? Member Overholt?
No.
Member Yarborough?
Yeah.
Member Galvin?
No.
Questions, comments, concerns from code?
No, so the applicant already has a few building mount signs that were permitted because the total was under 100 square feet total. This third sign takes him over that 100 square feet, which is why we are requesting a variance today.
How many feet of relief?
What's that here? This sign on the last.
Let's see. I don't know, there were two.
So the four is here.
Well, no, because he has two more signs. This is the one that takes him over the 100 total. So he's asking for a 35 square foot sign.
So it's just 35 square foot over.
Yeah, I think the other two were about 100, and then this one was 35.
So he's asking for 35 square foot.
Okay.
Right.
All right. Any questions, comments, concerns from legal?
All good.
Any public comments, concerns? Okay, with that said, I'm going to read the 6 criteria for an area variance in New York State that you filled out as part of the application packet. Questions and the answers to them. Number 1, will an undesirable change be produced in the character of the neighborhood or a detriment to nearby properties be created by granting of the area variance? You wrote, there will not be an undesirable change, and that's true. Second, can the benefits sought by you applicant be achieved by some other method other than an area variance? You wrote, the proposed sign is needed for clarity and advertisement of products. It is also needed for directionality and to show what garage door is used for Meldrum's Paint Supply. That's true. Third, is the requested area variance substantial? You wrote, the area variance is not substantial because this style of illuminated signage is shown on many other businesses in the area, and that is accurate. Fourth, will the proposed area variance have an adverse effect or impact the physical or environmental conditions in the neighborhood or district? You wrote, it will not have an adverse impact on either the physical or environmental conditions in the district, and I'd say that's true. Fifth, is the alleged difficulty self-created, which consideration shall be relevant to the decision of the Zoning Board of Appeals, but not necessarily preclude the granting of the requested area variance? You wrote, the difficulty is not self-created. To uphold the intentions of the business, it is essential that the signs are visible. This one's going to be a yes. And then sixth, what is the minimum area variance deemed necessary and adequate? You wrote, allow 35 square foot of signage in the form of a third channel letter sign.
I have to make a correction. I was looking over her shoulder when I did it. It's actually 30.5, not 35.
Oh,
So
all right.
30 and a half feet of relief is what he's actually asking for.
Excellent. All right, 30.5 feet of relief. Excellent. Okay, with that, one of my fellow board members like to put forth a motion to grant or deny this variance as presented.
I'll make the motion to approve it.
Motion by member Overholtz. Do you have a second?
Second.
Second by member Galvin. Roll call vote, please.
Member Galvin,
Yes.
Member Overholt,
Yes.
Member Yarborough,
Yes.
Acting Chairman Delaney,
Yes.
4 yes, variance approved.
Congratulations. Wow.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Motion to close the hearing?
I'll make the.
Second.
Motion by member Yarborough, seconded by member Galvin. All in favor say aye. Aye. Hearing's closed.
7:29.